Good morning, wife. Good morning, daughter.
Good morning.
How you doing? This is actually take 2 of my original intro because I forgot to hit record. Oh man. Anyway, happy what is this? Thursday. Happy Thursday. We're
Friday.
That's Thursday.
Friday.
It is not Friday.
Yes, it is.
Why are you messing with me? It is Thursday. We're having coffee and getting this day kicked off. I don't know why I do that to myself. I know the coffee's hot and I try to drink it anyway. It is a bit of a gloomy, rainy. You know, it's an average fall day, I guess. You know, the beginning of fall anyway, where you get the rain. Man, I left my bike out again. I gotta stop doing that. But I can't step out there because I'll get my socks wet. But it's just rainy, dreary, nasty. My bike I left my bike out again. So that's today's forecast. You're welcome. I mean, anybody locally watching could have just looked out their window. Alrighty guys, we're gonna kick up. Hey dogs, can we relax? Every flippin' morning. Every morning. Every morning, these dogs. Listen, and then she just runs into me like I'm not even standing here. Alrighty. We're gonna calm these monsters down. It's a standoff. Chill out. I'm gonna have my breakfast with my fam.
If you hurry up.
If I hurry up and stop talking to the camera, they're almost done with breakfast. Anyway, guys, we're gonna figure out what to do with this rainy, gloomy day. I will see you in the next clip. Oh dear Lord. Hello. Alrighty guys, I'm in the nerd cave. I'm just hanging out in the nerd cave. A little bit gloomy outside, so I figured I would come to the nerd cave and take an opportunity to address some channel stuff. I get messages occasionally, people asking certain questions about my channel and things they don't quite understand. Things that I've never really made clear. This is the Steve to the channel. It's all about myself and my family and the adventures that we go on and the things that we do on a daily basis. Just basically documenting my daily life. And I enjoy doing that. I find a lot of pleasure in doing so. And just having a camera in my hand is starting to feel very comfortable. To be in front of a camera is starting to feel extremely comfortable, and to document my daily life is something that I very much enjoy, because even looking back is a lot of fun, because of this, because of me finding an interest in videography, in documenting myself, because of that, because of posting a video every day to YouTube, flying drones, doing anything in the way of grabbing footage, grabbing video, has led to other things. But I have had people confused about certain aspects of my vlogs, or why someone isn't in the vlog, or you know, and things like that. Unanswered questions. And because I've been doing YouTube for not even 2 years, November 18th will be my 2-year anniversary on YouTube, I haven't made a whole lot of things very clear. And I haven't always daily vlogged. I haven't always documented my daily life. I've tried it a few times and then started doing other things. I've done so many other things on this channel that I understand it's like a mixed bag of a mess. It's all my interests trying to flow into one channel when I finally decided to just daily vlog and not do a whole lot of anything else. Made life on YouTube much easier for myself in the way of edits and putting content on my channel. And so I'm going to clarify a lot of things about the Steve Tooley channel, Steve Tooley as a person, and my family. So you're going to get a Steve Tooley origin today. I'll start from the beginning, naturally. I was born and raised in a town called Fairbury, Illinois. Fairbury, Illinois, central Illinois. And we are really in the middle of a cornfield. It's a farming community, and it's a very small community, real close to 4,000 people. And it's a comfortable community, and you feel safe here. That's what I love about it. A great place to raise my family. Not a great place in the way of loads of opportunities. A lot of people have to venture out if they want to grab a hold of an opportunity or a career, but it can be done here. We've had some great people come out of Fairbury and run off and do amazing things. Fairbury is full of some fantastic people, and it's a friendly, fun community, and I call it home. Do I plan on living here for the rest of my life? Maybe. My family's here, my kids are here, and if my kids have families here, then I want to be here for that. I have since, and I'm getting a little ahead of myself, started working out of my community, which is fantastic. But let's stick to the timeline. Born and raised here, lived here my whole life, with the exception of moving away for 1 year to live in Greenville, Illinois, which is about 180 miles south of Fairbury, where my father lives, and we lived there for a year. My parents, okay, stick to the timeline. I grew up in the 80s. My childhood was in the 80s, and in my opinion, the 80s were the best time to be a kid. It was the dawn of all sorts of new technologies. So many great things happened in the 80s. We had arcades, plus we had home gaming systems. We had the first microwave and VCRs and cable TV, and all these things started happening in the 80s. And the music, the style, it was bright and happy and just a fun time to be a kid in the 80s. Loved it. Loved growing up in the 80s. I am so happy I was an 80s kid. Born in the 70s, most of my childhood was in the 80s, and it was great. So, let's see. I haven't really thought this origin out, so you bear with me. There may be some jump cuts, I don't know, as I think through things. Yeah, I grew up in the 80s, and then into the 90s, and as I became a teenager and started working my way towards adulthood, I made some huge, terrible decisions in my life, just being a very wild young man, and I did a lot of wild and reckless things, which led me into some very bad addictions. And I ran into problems. I ran into problems through my teenage life, and those were my darkest days. Those were definitely my darkest days. And as I was going through them dark days, I met a young girl who eventually became my wife, who, after a few years, recognized me. She said she did all along. She said she had a thing for me all along, but I didn't know that. And when she became a part of my life is when my life changed immensely. My life changed for the better when she entered my life, she was my guardian angel, no doubt about it. She did save me from some very dark times and pulled me away from my addictive and reckless behavior, and really helped me sort myself out through love and kindness and just understanding and not pushing me away because I was just a messed up piece of shit. She embraced me and pulled me in and fixed me, and that's no lie. So I met her, and as my life started sorting itself out and things started becoming clearer, and I started realizing that actually I did get ahead of myself, because my parents divorced when I was in my teens, barely in my teens, just getting into my teens. They was working on a wrecked marriage before that, and then they divorced when I was going into my teenage years. That had nothing to do with my dark days. That had nothing to do with me becoming a reckless teenager. That had nothing to do with me becoming a reckless young adult and living the way I lived. Those were my choices, and I don't blame that on anybody, and I never will. My parents tried, and they tried the best they could at that point in their life, and because they tried, that means everything to me. I'm not saying every parent does a perfect job, and I don't know if there is a perfect parent. It's different in every situation, and it's not easy. But the fact that you try, the fact that you stick around and you do your best, that means everything. And then I met my wife, and then the whole story ensued. That whole story ensued, and things got better, slowly got better. And we married, and we started working on a family. And that changed me even more. I didn't know that I could do the things that I could do in the way of work, in the way of supporting a child and a wife. I didn't know I could do those things. And when I knew that I was going to have a son, my firstborn child, that sent me into survival mode and making sure that I could give my baby everything it needed. And I tried hard, and there's no doubt about that. I worked for a man. His name was Earl Steffen, and he was a great friend to me. I knew him my whole life. I knew his family my whole life. And he was one adult out of very, very, very few adults, the one adult that looked at me and saw potential and gave me chances and opportunities that I will never forget, and I will always remember and always be grateful. He was an amazing man and a good friend, and I miss him. He has since passed away, and that's life. So I worked for him, and because of him, I was able to support my son. I was able to support my child. I was able to bring home money, and he helped me in every way he possibly could as I was trying to raise my family. And then the years went on, and my wife and I's bond always grew stronger, and I always thought to myself, and I still think to myself to this day, is it possible for our bond to get stronger? And it seems like it always is. It seems like it always does. It seems like our friendship and our love and our bond just keeps getting stronger. And that happened over the years. And I knew shortly after we got married, I knew that I had found my soulmate, that I had found someone who I am going to grow old with. And that was comforting. So comforting. I've seen so many divorces and reckless marriages and just train wrecks of relationships that I was very scared of commitment, but it just happened, and she became somebody that I could rely on, and someone that I knew truly loved me. It wasn't a show. She loved me, and man, that was great. That was great, and that's why, to this day, I always have my wife at my side, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what adventure I'm going on. I always have her at my side because that's when I'm my strongest. I'm at my best when she's next to me, physically there. I know she's close by. I'm at my best. So we married, we had our son, we had our daughter Shayna. I remember the day she was born, and I remember grabbing my little boy, putting him in his car seat, and heading back to Fairbury because Shayna was born in Pontiac. Coming back to Fairbury to gather up a few things, and my son very concerned about his mom. He's always had a great relationship with her, and about his new sister, and if she was going to take all the love. And I said, and he seemed sad that day, and he looked, and I said, "What's the matter?" And he was like, "Are you guys still going to love me?" And I said, "Dude, we have enough love for you, your sister, and more kids. It's that doesn't change a thing." And he loved his little sister, and he protected her and watched out for her, even at his little age. He made sure that sister didn't cry, and that sister wasn't sad, and that sister was comfortable and happy. And then we had my daughter Lexi, and she entered this world, and it was a very frightening situation. She had the umbilical cord wrapped around her neck. When she came out, she was purple and not breathing, and I was terrified. And the doctor was calm, which I guess maybe helped me deal with what was going on, but I was emotionally just freaking out. But she was fine. She was fine. And naturally, because she's still with us, and she was adorable. So cute and perfect. They were all cute and perfect, and it's no lie. They really were. And those are my 3 adult kids. And years later, many years later, we decided to have another child. Before we got too old, my wife said, "You know, we're not getting any younger, and I would like to have another baby." So we did, and we had Emily, and she changed things in many ways as well, because we hadn't had a little baby in such a long time, and she was born, and the thing about her is my oldest daughter was born with loads of hair. Emily was born bald. Not a stitch of hair in her head. And it was the cutest thing I had ever seen. And and it was awesome. It was so cool. And she stayed bald for a long time. She was getting close to, well, she was over a year old when she finally started growing hair. But when she grew hair, it was just this curly head of hair. So cute. And her older siblings fell deeply in love with her, as did her and my wife, and they thought she was the best thing ever, and you can tell that still to this day. Those older kids love this little girl from the bottom of their heart, and for good reason, because she's a fantastic kid. And my older kids have gone on, moved out of the house. They live on their own. They have grabbed life by the horns, and they're hanging on for the ride, and there is nothing stopping them. They're supporting themselves. They save money. They pay their bills. They feed themselves. They live well, and they're doing a great job. And the reason is not because of me. I mean, maybe I've played a small part in that, but that aspect, that quality in my children is their mother. That independence, firm leadership, that's her. That's what she is. And the goofy side, the funny side, the cut up, the don't take life too serious side, they get that from me. That's who I am. I don't take many things too serious, and I try to laugh life off. But I have my serious moments, and one of them being my stepmother Beverly. She is a woman that made a big impact on my family, and really was a fantastic grandmother. And she just wanted nothing more than my kids to know who Jesus was, and want to know the stories of the Bible. And she worked with them, and she taught them things, and she did crafts with them, and she was the poster vision of grandma. She was amazing. This is where I get emotional. She got sick, and passed away. Cancer took her life. 4 years. She suffered. Okay, I got this. 4 years she suffered. 4 years. She passed away. That impacted my family hard. And still does. Still does. And again, that's life. During that time, my stepmom being sick for 4 years, a lot of bad things happened. My dad had an aortic artery burst. The percentage of someone surviving from that is very small. He survived it. He's still alive today, but he was in a coma for a long time. While my stepmother was sick. And he finally came out of that coma, and he slowly progressed and slowly started getting better. He went through a lot of health problems for a long time after her death. He is in great health now. She was a great woman. She still has an impact on my family today, and my kids still remember everything that she has taught them. And she will forever be loved. So let's move past that. And I apologize. My dad is an amazing father. There was a time through my teenage years our relationship was not great. And I'm not going to lie about that. But he is an amazing father today, and an amazing grandfather. And he tries very hard. Very hard. And I love him for that. And he would do anything for me and my family, my wife and my children, anything. And this man, I firmly believe, would take a bullet before he would let anything happen to any of my family. No doubt about it. He loves them, and we love him. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. And this is going to be a long vlog, so I do apologize. This is much harder than I thought it was going to be. My mother, I've had questions about my mom. Why isn't your mom ever in the vlogs? Why don't we ever see your mom? We see your dad, we see your daughters, we see these people, friends, family. We never see your mom. And, well, the thing is, I love my mom. I love my mom from the bottom of my heart. We just don't have a strong relationship. I don't know where it went wrong. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. I don't want to say too much. One thing I will say, I know I make mistakes in that relationship as well, and I have a hard time being forgiving. And there's a whole lot involved. So I wanted to be transparent, but I really can't tell the whole story. It's a lot. But sometimes people have to work on themselves, and they have to work on their own happiness before they can try to be happy for other people and have relationships. I'll leave it there. That's what that is. And it's unfortunate. And one day, it's never too late. So, let's see. So that they have, my marriage and my family and my stepmom, and I've gonna go through my whole family tree. I've had grandpas. My grandpa Edgar was an amazing guy. He's taught me so much. I'm not gonna go into all that. I'm almost 23 minutes in. So I'm going to wrap it up with this, to where I'm at today. My wife has a great job. We have a happy household. My daughter Emily is the greatest kid ever, and super independent and strong, and I see her mother in her so much. I see her goofiness of me. I see that in all my kids, but their mother is giving them such a such a strong, stern, positive, independent, I can grab the world by the horns and hang on for the ride and there's nobody going to stop me attitude. And I'm so glad that she's instilled that in them, because they're doing this life and there's nothing holding them back. So here I am today. I have recently developed new friendships and new business partnerships, and I've ventured into a brand new career that I find to be very amazing and incredible and exciting and uplifting. And I met a friend who I knew the Stork family for a very long time. Jason Stork Mountainous, who is on YouTube, we were friends. His older siblings I didn't know very well, but his older brother Zach, me and him have recently connected and decided to go into a business adventure together. And honestly, that is one of the best things in the way of career, in the way of earning money, that has ever happened to me. Zach is an established, famous photographer. I mean, when you work with Michael Jordan and LeBron James and, you know, the Bears football coach and Ace Frehley, when you work with people like that, you're an established, famous photographer. Whether he believes that or not, it's true. So meeting up with Zach has been fantastic, and he's become not just a business partner. Moreover, and more importantly, he's become a very good friend to me, and a guy who watches out for me and has taken me under his wing and really wants to teach me the world of media, photography, videography. He's been there. He knows it. He's loads of experience, years of experience, and he has really taken on the role of saying, Steve, it's rough out there, and to do it on your own is not easy, and it sucks, and he knows it sucks. He's been there. He don't want that for me. He wants it to be easier for me, and I appreciate that. So meeting up with Zach and him kind of taking me under his wing and teaching me the way of this type of business and how to approach people. I'm learning, watching him, how he approaches people and how and the respect people have for him because of his level of what he does. And the fact that he's just a nice guy. And so yeah, he's become a great friend, a great business partner. His wife is incredible. She's funny and just fun to be around. And and I like hanging out with her. My wife and my daughter and I love hanging out with her. She's great. And even his mother, there's times we spend over at her house hanging out with her. She is the coolest little old lady you'll ever meet. And so life today, from the beginning to today, has had its ups and downs and twists and turns, but it's all turning out very well. And there's a lot of people I have to thank along the way, and a lot of people I have to thank currently today. And the top person on the list would absolutely be my wife. I mean, actually, I thank God for everything. And I give him all the praise and the glory for this life. But here on earth, if I didn't have my wife, I don't know where the heck I would be. Honestly, I have no clue where I would be in this world. I don't know. You never know. But I do know this. Because of her, I'm extremely happy. Because of her, I'm comfortable and I feel safe. And I feel like I have someone to turn to. And I feel like I have someone to hold on to when I feel like I'm going to fall. Which I haven't felt like for a very long time. So, thank you family and friends. Thank you wife. Thank you Zach and family for just being so cool. Because in this day and age, that is so rare to just run across someone who barely knows you but wants nothing but the best for you. You don't find that very often. Those friendships are very rare, far and few between, and I found one. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for having confidence that I can do this stuff, that I can mingle at your level. I can hang, that I can hang with the people that you hang with. And you're a scientist, for crying out loud. I'm just some long-haired boy from Fairbury, Illinois. And we still hang out. So thank you, Zach. Thank you, family. Thank you, friends. Thank you, wife. Thank you, everybody that watches my channel. Thank you for putting up with this nearly half hour. More than that, because I got a little bit of a vlog in this morning. Thank you for putting up with this video. Thank you for sharing if you shared. And thank you for watching if you watched. And thank you just for being cool. For the cool people in the world. For the people who genuinely care about one another. For the people who are out there to make a difference. And the people we're working with now, Zach and I, are people who really want to make a difference. Johnny and Mike, you guys, my gosh, your charity work warms my heart and blows my mind at the same time. You guys are incredible people. Thank you. Thank you to all those people. Thank you to the people who are like Johnny, Mike, Zach, my wife, my family. Those people who love one another and want to be there for one another and just want to make the world a better place. Thank you, because it's kind of rare these days. If you click on the news, nothing good happening there. And so when I see the news, and then I actually step out into the real world, and I go on a job, and I'm filming a event, and they're giving back graciously, without thought, that's awesome. Anyway, guys, I need to wrap this up. It's been a long video today. If you've watched all the way to the end, just post a comment below with thank you, or post a comment below with love, or say whatever you want in the comments below to let me know that maybe you got to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching today's daily vlog. Really, thank you. I will see you guys tomorrow. That was my dramatic walk off. You know, it's like I walked off. It's supposed to, and then it's empty seat. Well, it's blurry too. Crap. It's like empty seat, and like, you know. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. And thank you, honestly. I do mean all that. So, cheers.